This is like the 5th time I've started the video and stopped, because I don't know what to say, and I don't feel like anything I have to say is good enough. But I promised myself I'd show up every day, so here we are. I'm gonna stop doing the welcome to day whatever. I know it's day 11. I don't really care. This isn't about the content challenge. This is about expressing myself, and it's a cool container, and maybe I'll go back to it. But for me, the point of these videos is to connect with myself more deeply and to just share my experience, to document my experience. Because I won't ever feel these same feelings again. I won't ever have this same life, chapter in my life again in the future, and I want to remember it somehow, save it somehow, even if I don't ever go and rewatch all of these videos. There will be some that speak to me a year, 5 years, 10 years from now, and I'll want to look back and I'll want to go to the day when I talked about authenticity, or the first day when I started this and talked about how tired I am of the way that I've been living, and see it as a reminder that, like, oftentimes what causes growth isn't just like the spontaneous desire to like turn your life around to just shoot for the stars. Often, at least in my experience, like what has really motivated my biggest periods of growth and change has been like deep dissatisfaction, deep discontent, and frustration and fear and anxiety and depression, honestly, of feeling completely lost and out of place in the world. And I guess, like, I just want to remind myself that it's ups and downs. Like, I think the past couple days have felt really great creatively. I was starting to feel a sense of progress, even if the results aren't really there. My videos are still getting like 300, 400 views. It feels like something's changing. I'm learning, I'm improving. And that's more of an internal feeling, because the external, there's no evidence of that. And I think historically I would have been really scared of that and relied on the external to prove to me, to show to me somehow that I'm worthy, that, things are changing, things are getting better. But I'm learning that, like, my intuition is actually really powerful, and I need to listen to it instead of constantly looking out there and seeking for something to validate me. And I really want to fall in love with the process of creating. I've been thinking a lot about my fitness journey, and it's like, I could say it was the techniques or the routines that I discovered, or the hours of learning that I did, and the hours of YouTube research and reading research articles. But really, the reason why I still work out every day and I show up and I'm getting better and I'm strong and I have the physique that I would have dreamed of a few years ago, and I haven't reached the end point. I don't think there is an end point, but the reason why I'm where I am is because I've developed a relationship with my fitness. It's become something that's deeply personal to me, driven initially by fear and anxiety and self-hatred, and this thing that's evolved into a lot more beautiful of an experience. And it's like, now I have this relationship to my body and to movement and to strength. And instead of grinding as a punishment, I work really fucking hard when I work out as a reward. Not even as a reward, as a thing in itself that is genuinely enjoyable and like means the world to me. And I want my creative act, my creative process to become something like that. And I realize, like, the intimacy of it is allowing the negativity to go into that. Because even though my relationship with fitness is mostly positive now, there are days when I have darkness. And instead of ignoring that and thinking, no, I need to be positive, I need to have this like spark and spirit that's like pure. No, I fucking, there's days when I'm mad and I'm fucking pissed off. Someone said something to me or did something to me, or I just, like saw something on the news even that pissed me off. And I channel that into my workout. I channel that energy. And I realize that with creativity, it's even more direct, because there's a degree to which I need to be honest about that on camera, verbally, right? Like, as a man, it's easier to punch a bag and to max out my deadlift than it is to say how I really feel, say that I'm feeling lonely, say that I'm feeling sad, which I am. And yeah, I don't know. Like, life is moving really fast. A lot of my closest friends are, kind of going their own ways, and we're not fully drifting away, at least not yet, but, there's I have a lot of fear that will happen, that I'll lose people that I deeply care about. I fear change, to be honest. I fear myself changing. I fear that I'll forget who I am or who I was. And yeah, that's really hard. That's something that I carry with me, and it's like something that really matters to me is like staying in touch with my inner child, remembering who he is and who he was and everything he's been through and everything that excites him, like the ups and downs, everything, because like that's who I am. I hope to never lose that. I think people who like go through life and they try to evolve so much that they're unwilling to confront and love the old versions of themselves, I feel like they sell a part of their soul in order to achieve success or whatever it may be, a new life. I want transformation, for sure. I want to grow, I want to evolve, but not at the cost of forgetting who I am. Because every single stage of my life has been part of me, even if I'm not proud of it, even if it's not a life that I want to continue living. It's a fundamental part of who I am. It's part of my story. And it would be dishonest to say that it isn't, or to disown that. I think, and that would be hurtful to parts of myself. So yeah, another incoherent rant, but welcome to my mind. And I don't know, that felt good to get out. I've been a little sad that people haven't been commenting as much lately. It felt like there was a sort of ongoing conversation, and then that kind of got cut off, at least like the past 2 days, literally not even very long. But if you're watching this, please leave a comment. I really appreciate all of you, and yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow.